Well, today we haven't even gone ahead to talk about Savinho ever since this started. When Spurs went ahead to obviously show huge interest in him and they went ahead to put in a very huge shift to sign him, we haven't gone ahead obviously drop something about Savinho, and I was so much concerned and I was like, why aren't we talking about Savinho? And even we are going to be talking about Eze latest and Luis Diaz scoring his first goal for Bayern Munich in a competitive game. Then he went ahead and obviously did the Diego Jota celebration as he went ahead obviously pay tribute to the fallen footballer. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and this is the Rokani Media Football. This is the second video of the day and it's coming new live and direct from our studios in here. Now, Savinho to Tottenham Hotspur is one of the deals that are on, and the first bid was really submitted and it was really rejected. That is really known to everyone who is really here. The first bid was made and after its submission it immediately got rejected in there, and guess what happened? The side of Spurs is still pushing in to see to it that Savinho joins them. Now, Jacobs Ben has come out and told us the following: that Spurs still trying for Savinho along with Eberechi Eze. Palace attacker viewed as number 10. Savinho won't feature against Wolverhampton Wanderers, like indeed yesterday he never really featured, with Pep Guardiola insisting he's injured and will miss 2 weeks, the remaining time left in the window. Savinho has been posting pictures doing individual gym work. He's open to Spurs if Man City obtain their not-for-sale position. Club sources on both sides deny Spurs' latest offer was high as 70 million euros. Talks ongoing. One former bid of close to 50 million euros already rejected. Now, Spurs don't want to sell the player known as Savinho. You understand? Sorry, Man City doesn't want to sell a player known as Savinho. But Savinho, as a player, he has given Man City his yes. And he wants to see to that all goes ahead to happen. Or he has gone ahead to give Spurs his yes. And he wants to see to it that they sign for the club. And there is even something else that I've gone ahead to read from Fabrizio Romano, that there is a clause in the contract of Savinho that if he makes 100 appearances for Man City, Savinho will see his salary doubled. Now, you see the clauses that very many big teams go ahead obviously include in there. And that is really very, very catchy. And it's really one of the attractive clauses that could keep you at the club and say, all right, let me make 100 appearances and I'll see my salary doubled. Because for Savinho, if he plays 2 good seasons, or even if he plays this season very well at Man City, he'll find himself really going to that bracket of really doubling his salary, because Savinho is that kind of player that played some good games last season at the side of City, and he's less by some few games obviously he hit 100. Last season he went ahead to play 41 games for Man City, and he only needed to play 59 games for City this time round. And I tell you what, this season it is very possible for him to play 51 games for the side of City, to obviously clock 100 and see his salary doubled. But Savinho is like, he's not seeing himself getting enough playing time at the side of City, you understand, because City has gone ahead to bring in Ryan Cherki, there is Phil Foden, there is Oscar Bob, you understand? So, with all those players brought into the club of City, he doesn't find himself available to play very many games in there. That is the side of City. That is the side of Savinho, and that's the reason he's really giving as to why he's not willing to obviously to stay at City and see to it that he has gone ahead to choose to go ahead and really play for the side known as Tottenham Hotspur. So that's exactly what we are having in there for Savinho, and even yesterday he never featured, and the manager is saying the lad is injured. and he said he's gonna be out for 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks are the exact time, are the exact minutes that that is the exact time remaining for the summer transfer window to come to an end. So for that, you'll obviously smell blood that maybe the manager of a side known as Man City is trying to see what will happen after 2 weeks. As City is hesitant, the player is not up for sale. The player is like, I want to go. City is like, you aren't for sale. So that's exactly what is really happening in the world of a team known as Man City and Savinho. And for Savinho, he's 100% okay with going to Spurs. I think Spurs has gone ahead to promise him some good amount of money, and looks like City wants close to 80 million euros. And we just wait to see whether the side of Spurs will obviously go north that huge amount of money in there. So that's exactly what you're really having in here onto the channel known as the Rokani Media Football. Now, let's obviously jet into the other big story. Now, Eberechi Eze. Eberechi Eze is one of the players that Arsenal wanted, and looks like Arsenal have gone ahead to downplay their interest in Eberechi Eze. And with all interest coming in through from the side of from the side of Spurs, everyone thought that as Eberechi Eze was pushing to sign for Spurs, he wouldn't obviously go ahead to obviously feature in today's encounter as Chelsea plays against Crystal Palace. Now, Eberechi Eze now expected to feature for Crystal Palace against Chelsea, as Gary Jacobs called. Eze was anticipating not being involved on Saturday, but is content to play despite wanting to leave. Talks with Spurs continue, and he'll do so early next week. So Eze thought that maybe he's not going to be featuring for the side of Crystal Palace as they take on Chelsea, in respect to what Spurs are really pushing to see to it that the player goes ahead to obviously leave in there. So right now the lineups are really out, and guess who is there? It's none other than Eberechi Eze, and he has gone ahead to feature predominantly into this beautiful lineup for the side of Chelsea as they take on his team. Now, let's start it up with the side of Crystal Palace and see how they've gone ahead to obviously line up. Crystal Palace is really having the following. Henderson, they're playing a system of 3-4-2-1. Henderson is in goal. Then Gehi, who has also gone ahead to agree personal terms with Liverpool, has gone ahead to start. Then Richards and Lacroix. That is the back three. Munoz, right wing back. Michel, left wing back. Hughes and Watson are playing the double pivot. Eze, he's playing as a left number 10, and Ismail Sarr playing as right number 10, with Mateta leading the line. So that is the starting 11 for the side of Crystal Palace. And the player is like, do these people really want me exactly to obviously leave here, or they really want me to stay here? And I think they are sending a message to Spurs that your bid, that you should obviously hasten your bid. If at all you don't, then the player will obviously go ahead and really play more games. And in the due course of playing more games, that's where he might obviously even get injured. And when he gets injured, no one can obviously sign an injured player. That is Crystal Palace for you. Now, when we go to Chelsea has the following players. Sanchez is in goal, system of 4-2-3-1. Rich James, right back. Cucurella, left back. Then Achempong, right-sided centre-back. Chaloba, left-sided centre-back. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez playing the double pivot. Pedro Neto, right attacking midfielder. Gittens from Borussia Dortmund makes his Premier League debut for the side of Chelsea as a left attacking midfielder, and João Pedro is leading the line as Carl Palmer is playing as a number 10 in there for you. So thank you very much for watching in through. That's exactly how Chelsea have gone ahead to stand, and Eberechi Eze goes ahead to be put into the starting 11. And it's not good news for the side of Spurs because they feel like the player might obviously get injured, and when he really gets injured, then he'll find himself in a position of really not getting the best of the best, as everything really goes on to really move on. Now, from that side, let's obviously go to the side of Germany, where the side of Bayern Munich went ahead to obviously discipline a side called Bayern Munich was playing yesterday in what we call the Germany Super Cup, and they really went ahead to feature, and they went ahead to obviously win the trophy in there for you. And Luis Diaz was part of that side of Bayern Munich that went ahead to obviously put in a very, very huge shift against VfB Stuttgart, and the game ended 2-1 in favor of Bayern Munich. Harry Kane in the 18th minute went ahead to score the opener, as Luis Diaz went ahead to put in a very beautiful header in the back of the net, as Jamie Leveling went ahead obviously pull one back when the referee was almost putting the whistle to his mouth. And guess what happened? The club of Bayern Munich won the Germany Super Cup. But the most talk about point was all about a player known as Luis Diaz. As one, he went ahead obviously score for Bayern Munich in his first competitive Bayern Munich game, and after that he went ahead and really did a Diego Jota celebration to really pay tribute to the fallen soldier. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Tell me your thoughts about Eberechi Eze latest transfer news, as Savinho is also in the mix. And what do you think about Luis Diaz? We're out. Bye bye for now.